This is the Season 2 Arrow review. Yes, the full recap of Arrow Season 2. So, last time in Arrow Season 1, we realized that Oliver had to live up to a lot. He had to own up to a lot, and he had to move on and pretty much expand on his skill sets and mindset to really be the Arrow and being able to manage his personal life and in charge of Queen Industries, or at least assist of it, while managing his shares throughout the whole Dark Archer vendetta going around. But now in Season 2, we head into all these other flashbacks, a new series of flashbacks that happen. It takes place on the island mostly. And when that happens, we see a guy named Slade Wilson. A lot of you guys know Slade Wilson as dun 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 Deathstroke. Now it's Deathstroke. His story within the CW's Arrow. Oliver Queen finds himself meeting Slade Wilson again as he comes to visit Starling City for the purpose of getting revenge on Oliver Queen. Now this is because why did he want to get revenge? What happened? Well, on the island, within that 7 years being stuck there, he befriended Slade Wilson for a bit, but then he was faced with a decision of who to save while being on the island. Now Sarah managed to find her, Sarah Lance, Officer Captain Lance's daughter, one of them, and then the other one is Laurel, obviously. She was on the island for a bit, but she got off probably a lot faster, or she just saved him. I mean, he saved her, vice versa, etc. Several times. But someone that was more dear to Slade Wilson could not be saved, and it has haunted Slade Wilson, and it has semi-haunted Oliver Queen. And this girl's name is Shadow. Shadow is one of the companions and allies of Oliver and Slade, but more fond of Slade. Now, while that's going on throughout the flashbacks, and we find out who is Slade Wilson, for those that don't know, obviously spoilers. You guys just don't want to watch this as we get more into detail, so spoilers ahead, obviously, throughout the whole video. The whole point is, the fact is, Slade's angry because he had a choice, and he feels like he chose the wrong one, but sometimes you really can't choose both. Sometimes you have to make the best decision for the better of the situation, and maybe sometimes you can't save both. But there was a crisis, there was a hostage situation, and Slade will ultimately take that out on Oliver throughout the season, as he also finds out, wow, Oliver Queen is the Arrow. Now knowing that he refers to him as kid. Hey kid, you're not going to be that smart this time, something like that. It's kind of what goes down with that. He's more younger, he's less superior to Slade, but obviously Oliver is the one who has the ability to save everybody, as long as he can break through the barrier of vengeance and things that are of truth and just, with or without killing. Usually he lives by a motto through killing, but the fact is, at that time, throughout this whole season, he's still figuring out who he is. Obviously, Thea is going through some changes and realize, hey, she's not really adopted, or her father is the same father as Oliver's, or she just has a little different of intake on who to believe in and what to believe in. And then we get introduced more of Roy this season, as he eventually becomes, and if not, the next season will play a bigger part, into the Red Hooded Archer. I forgot his name. I'm not gonna lie to you, I forgot. But that's kind of where that goes. He's a Red Hooded Archer, and he gets trained by Oliver Queen to be a sidekick, and that is like the first series of sidekicks, aside from Felicity, Smoke, and Diggle. But getting to the main points here, Slade wants revenge from what happened on the island. He wants to give Oliver that same choice. Now, in a scene throughout the middle of the season, you have a choice. Save your mother or save your sister. And obviously he will not choose, as they are tied up and held captive. Now, while being held captive, kneeling on the ground, he has tied up Oliver. He has trapped Oliver, just watching ties hands tied behind back. The thing is, what do you have to do? What do you have to choose from? Oh no, what's the decision here? Slade Wilson has a gun. He has a sword. This is all because of what happened on the island. At a certain point, a couple of years into the island, Slade Wilson and Oliver could have saved Shadow and Sarah, but Sarah was the only one saved. And obviously, throughout the season, Black Canary. Sarah Lance is the Black Canary. Many people don't know this, or we know this, but Oliver and his team does not. And she starts out a little bit more kind of on the rough side, not really an ally, but not a bad guy, more like I am who people need me to be type thing, while trying to remain a great relationship between her sister as she wanders off wherever she wanders, and then her father, captain of the Starling City Police Department. But like I was saying, Oliver's mother now dies. She gets stabbed in the chest, dead, gone. That is how that is. That is unfortunate. That is upsetting. And now they are parentless. They are orphans pretty much, but that is not really that's not really the same thing, considering that they're more of adults. But I think after this point, a relationship really develops between brother and sister, Oliver and Thea, and they learn to cope well with a little bit of different, like couple struggles here and there, but they learn to deal with the fact that both of their parents have been or are deceased, have been deceased, and they learn to work through that. And I think that is a big thing that affects anybody, and while going through that, he has to find a way to stop Slade Wilson from taking over the city, as he has a bigger plan, because killing his mother was only a smaller part of the plan. Not that good, to be honest. But if we and aside from other villains and other, new hires from Slade Wilson or other baddies throughout, fast forwarding a little bit to make this a better, faster video. Maybe I'll jump on my reviews, who knows? Slade wants to destroy the whole city and cause it into massive chaos or destruction. And Oliver will have to stop that with him and his team. There's a slight relationship with Oliver and Sarah in the season, I think. And if not, it carries a little bit into next season, but not for too long, just because they go in it and then they become friends. Just strictly friends after dating for a little bit. And obviously doing the diggity. Haha. But anyway, not the point. Not the point. That's not a pun intended. But what I'm saying is, Slade Wilson wants revenge, and he wants to do that. He has fulfilled his part one of revenge. He gave him a choice. He stabbed his mother, killed his mother. Now you got no mom and no dad. Sucks ass. It very much sucks. But I think this needed to happen. I think it was a very great aspect. It's never good when that happens. It's upsetting, but it makes the show. It's not too lovable, but it sets up some motivation for the show. It sets a purpose up to the show. You need to do this now. You need to fulfill this. It has motives, and that's what really drives a series. And I think that's why I would give this season 2 at 8.5 out of 10, because it has a little bit of everything. You kind of get a feel for everything. You know what's going on. You have a little trend of destruction and betrayal. And because they used to like each other on the island, but then they got in a little disgruntled, and then one of them said, "You will leave and you will perish, and I will make sure one day you give me that same choice that I gave you." That is kind of the mindset that Slade Wilson has, and as he puts on the helmet and the armor with the swords as Deathstroke, and that is kind of what goes down. But obviously, how does it all end? After all these allies, after all these side battles and stuff like that, and flashbacks of the island, of who saved who was doing this and who was doing that. You could have done this. Diggle, Felicity, Oliver, Thea, and Sarah team up, and probably Roy. I can't really remember Roy, but we're gonna say Roy's in there too. Somewhere along there, he is in there, and then he does play a good part in season 3 as well. Obviously, as the Red Hood. I don't really know I gotta remember his name. I just can't remember. Not the point. The point is, they fight, they have a big battle, and he stops him. He has a chance to kill him. He has a chance to take a life. That is his first motive. That is his first test of he doesn't actually kill Slade Wilson, Deathstroke. He brings him back to the island, locks him up in the inescapable prison underground that is hidden on the island, and he locks him up, puts him away, and says, "You can rot in here," pretty much. And I think that we find out a new side of Oliver Queen as that ends. And shortly after that, there's a walkaway scene, kind of like a walkaway scene after being on the island, and it finishes off bringing us into Hong Kong. That will set up for season 3, the famous season 3, because I love this one. Just wait. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Opinionated, I do like season 3, and that is what we're gonna do next. That is gonna be my next review for The Arrow. So you guys stay tuned, like it up, thumbs up, flex it out, whatever you guys do in all things justice. I hope you guys did enjoy this. A little bit opinionated, much review, and I give you guys a decent rating in there too. Meaning, watch it. Watch it. If you guys need a new show, this is something to watch. Start with season 1. This is your review for season 2. Tell your friends about this, and maybe check out the videos. We're really getting into some great old storylines here. But like I said, thank you again for watching this. We're going to start up next with season 3 and find out why the flashback ending the conclusion of season 2 brought us into Hong Kong. And that does play into a big issue in season 3. Because the flashbacks always lead to something. But hey, you guys take it easy, take care, and be guaranteed this is not the last time we will see Slade Wilson. Because these characters, like Deathstroke, always have a way of coming back. Because they will be back. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Alright, you guys take it easy. Catch you guys next time. Keep an eye out for my season 3 review of The Arrow. Fast forward, yeah.